Hello and welcome to another edition of PUPL 11 Cast, Week 7 Big Playoffs Race Preview Edition. My name is MZ. I am joined by three lovely people who can go ahead and introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm DDJoe. I'm the manager of the Dazzling Dull Foxes.
Fish Anemometer.
Hi, I'm Ming. Haunter number 3 in the call. Go chat.
Yeah, we can't really help it if one team happened to buy like three of the five people who work on the PU YouTube the most. Like, that's not our fault, okay? We're gonna,
Yeah, I
This
feel
is a Haunters
crowded.
cast. Let's go Haunters.
yeah.
We
And
don't
we're
make
here to,
playoffs. We're more of a content team than a
true.
competitive team.
That's why we're in seventh
Based on our season,
place.
you'd think that one.
We're in seventh place. Okay, so what we want to do, I specifically want to do a cast this week to preview the playoffs race because we have a very close playoffs race. I did make a post about what teams could make it into playoffs and how. So if you haven't seen that, the Foxes, the Gudras, the two top teams, they have both locked in, and the Lakers as the bottom team are not going to make it. But then we have five teams that could potentially grab the last two slots. Pranksters having the best odds because they just need a win and nothing else has to happen. Then you have Mags, Kingpins, and Snatchers all at 5 points, which have good odds with a win and potentially could get passed by other teams, so it's a little bit less. Pranksters have 6, these three have 5. And then you have Haunters with 4 points, which means they need slightly more specific ones, but as long as Haunters win, they just need two higher seeded teams to beat lower seeded teams. So, like, every team is very realistic odds. I'm super hyped to see the last week. And we're just going to run through some predictions and see if we can figure out who we think is going to be making playoffs by the end of this, perhaps. Sound good to you guys?
Does.
I like how the three of us, the three Haunters, are going to be like sweating, and Joe is just chilling right now.
Yeah, we got three people from the lowest possible team that could make it in, and one person from the team that has 11 out of a possible 12 points. So there you go.
Been a nice season. Been a nice managerial debut for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Thus far, anyway.
Yep. Okay, so Goobers Lakers. I think we can all agree Lakers are just going to win every game, right?
Yeah, unequivocally, bro. I mean,
Supi's
if
is
you
on the
look at every
bench.
slot, I mean, just Lakers all the way, bro. And this
Oh,
is a
true.
10-0 to make it.
No, they did bench Sufis. You're right. So they're going to
They
lose.
bench Larry as well, which might
Larry
be
just
for the
doesn't want to
best.
play. They're going to lose. They're going to lose best
Yep.
of 3 because they benched Larry and Sufis. So it's going to be a 9-1. Anyway,
Wait, I think BT Boy's going to win.
you think BT Boy is going to win?
Nah.
I did think
Clem
I
is
think
so
I
good,
think
bro.
BT Boy is going to BT Boy is the man.
Well, he is the
Well,
boy, I would think, but okay.
he's like the old boy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Old Boy, good movie.
All right. Magmortar's Pranksters. So the deal with Magmortar's Pranksters, like I said, if Pranksters win, they're just 100% in because they're the ones out ahead with 6 points. If Magmortars win, they have very good odds to get in, but it's not like 100%. Pranksters could make it in with a loss or a tie. Magmortars can't make it in with a loss, but they can make it on a very specific tie. So for Mags is like 100% we have to win the week, basically. Tie would be super specific. For Pranksters, they'd really like to win, but they could in theory get away with something worse. Q Strip seems like maybe out of all of these the most in favor of one side, which is nothing on Drip. It's just like a lot of these are quite close, and I feel like pretty solidly like I would predict Q's to win that.
I'd give it like 85% Q's.
85? I don't think Drip's that bad. Jesus.
No, I just think
Like
Q's.
I'd go 70-30. Like,
I think
I think
Q's is like the most inspired SV builder. Like whenever I see his games, he's bringing something cool and inspired, and it looks like he's actually having fun.
Not me, the
and
person whose team you used last week. Jesus. Okay.
Sorry. But like when I see Q's play, I'm like, I wish I had that attitude. Like, I wish I had that vision of PU right now. So I'm a Q's Glazer right now, and Drip like had a stroke against me.
Yeah, that game was bad.
Let's
Someone
not talk
did.
about that game.
Someone else said 70-30? Which one of you said
Yeah, I
70?
say 70-30. Personally, to me, like, kind of in the same boat as Fish. I think Hughes is more inspired as a builder. Plus, I think he's just had a better season. Like, I don't know. Tripp's game last week is hard to excuse, I think, in my mind, but sometimes it happens. I would say it's pretty favorable for you. Yeah.
Was it Drip's
Yeah,
last week game that was bad? It was like the
no,
game.
no, no.
No, the game versus Fish wasn't good. Aside from that, Drip
Against
doesn't
Unox,
have
we did.
Drip doesn't have the best record, but like I don't think he's been doing terribly. And aside from that one loss, I don't think his losses have looked that bad. Like you can lose and still look okay, just for reference, Cuse is 4-1, and his only loss is Suzuka, which is like a pretty good loss. And Drip is 3-3. He beat Sufi's Tony and Stories. Didn't he hacks Tony on the last turn? Was that the turn Tony missed
Yeah,
very
power,
last
power
turn?
hack.
Yeah. And he lost to Floss Fish. And last week he lost to
Unox.
Dunox.
Well, I just opened
He
the
should have
Dunox
won the
replay,
Unox
and it
game, yeah.
looks like he got hacked because Dunox is saying, "Sorry, you played better. GG."
Oh, he
Well,
did.
his thing
So
about that game was that Dunox, I think, played better for the majority of the game and then really bungled the end game. Calm Mind Slowbro just kind of won that game. But Drip did miss an overheat in the last second, which would have won him the game. So
right, yeah. Well, that makes up for beating Tony. Like, anyway, this always happens. The very first game, or like the very first set, we always take the most on it. It does seem like we all definitely favor Q's here.
yeah, I would say so. I think Drip is pretty good. Nothing on Drip. Just
Yeah.
Kios is very good.
Yes, Q's is looking like maybe. No, I can't say the best, just like because record-wise he's 4-1, and then we have Boof at like 6-1 or whatever, or 5-1. But like, yeah, I'm a big Q's Glazer right now. Speaking of Boof's scarf is interesting.
I'm taking Scarf.
Listen, I'm pushing a 20k SCL boof agenda right now, so I'm saying boof every day of the week and weekends.
I'm
20K?
not so sure. I think Booth
I'm taking
losing
Scarf
last week
here.
has knocked their confidence a bit. I think Scarf has a good chance, but
I think Boof could be like 6-0 coming into this, and I'd still go Scarf.
why is that?
Okay.
Because I've played Boof like a billion times, and I'm not scared of Boof. And Scarf has looked really good. Like, I think his teams are sort of what I want to build. Whenever I build and I see his games earlier in the week than me, I'm just like, wow, like that's what I had in mind, and that looks really nice.
He builds very solid, I've got to say.
So yeah, he builds really nice, and he seems pretty motivated. And like Boof is not intimidating to me at all. So I don't know. I'm going Scarf.
Yeah, I mean, I would say to me, both of them have had really nice looking builds going into this set. I think Booth seems to psych themselves out a lot in the builder, and they can kind of just lose on builder as well. Whereas I feel like Scarf doesn't really have that problem because they build really solid stuff every week rather than kind of
Ooh.
skewed
I'm
builds. Right?
I don't know about that one. Did you see Scarf losing to Ziri in week 4, it looks like? No, week 3. Hang on,
Broke my
I'm
memory.
pulling it up. Yeah, in week 3. I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, Scarf brought this I I have a separate tab so I can just like be recording the one tab, but here, let me just put it on here. Yeah, this this is do you remember this one?
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean,
This
Fair
looks
enough.
hot, yo.
Al Creamy alone.
This is good.
I'm
I'd
sorry,
bring
this team
this.
is I respect trying to do stuff like this. I see this and I'm like, I'm glad people are trying to do this, but I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, Scarf always brings good teams.
I mean, yeah, loading Alcremie into Magneton Milotic is tough.
Well, now they have like Drud and PDT shouting at him because it's like the do or die week, so he'll be fine.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good game.
Yeah, Scarf is just a very good player, like outside of PU too. And I think he's the type of person who
This is
could give
actually my SV highlight of the series because I think both of these are good players and they bring cool
maybe of the
stuff.
week, if I'm
Either
being
well.
honest. Of the whole week. Yeah, screw it.
Yeah,
Of the whole week, I think. I just
Yeah,
think like the way Scarf plays, because I have a lot of experience with him going back to when we were both like anything goes mainers. I think the way he plays and approaches the game like could be particularly nasty for Boof, but we'll see.
I feel like I've been low-key calling Boof trash, but that's not true.
If you play someone enough, like
Mikey.
you know, and you feel it. Like there are a couple of people I like specifically are like my training partners in Smash Bros. And like the more I play them, like you're not that good. You shouldn't be losing to
Yeah.
me. It's just because I
Yeah,
play them
I
like
guess it's
every
learning people's habits, right? Once you kind of are really familiar with how someone plays, they're less scary. Whereas
yeah.
when you kind of are still learning and they're just outplaying you every turn, it's like, oh, you're incredible, but really, you can learn it.
Mhm. Andy Boy versus C. This is an interesting one. They're both like pretty new to SVPU until this tour. And we've got Andy Boy at like a 2-2 right now, having only started playing the later weeks, but won the first two and then lost his most recent two. And C right now is at a 3-3. Um, he's just been switching off win lose, win lose, win lose. Uh,
So now
Could you do me a favor
C is
and
due for what? Win or lose?
C
C's
is
been
due
like
for a
sitting
win
around.
right
Okay, yeah, that tracks. I'm gonna go with C because I like the random Charizards they bring. They
could you do
just look
me a
like fun
favor
teams.
now.
and tell me what Andy Boy's pool has looked like so far? Like who has he played?
Sure, Andy
He's
Boy
played
has
me.
played.
He
Yes, that's
beat
true.
me.
So Andy Boy beat Taka, beat Fish, lost to Dunox, lost to Sen 344 UU.
Okay.
So they're 2-2.
Those are both like quality players. Okay. Andy beat Fish.
It was like a weird game. I was like out. I was like not making any plays. I just made the NPC move every turn, and he called it out
Yeah,
well,
that was
which is
a
good.
that was
Sometimes
a
that
bad game.
that
Sorry,
happens
buddy.
sometimes. But like again, if you're like I don't know, if you're a player that's like just you need to be good enough, I guess, to take advantage of people who are just cooking those kind of cookie cutter plays. But like I don't know. C has had a good season. The back and forth thing is, obviously you want to maybe see something a little more consistently out of C, who I rate highly as just like a player in general. Just seeing from what they've done outside of SVPU, but I feel like this is one that realistically could go to Andy Boy.
I'll stick with C because I just appreciate the fun stuff that
Yeah.
like C's bringing fun stuff, but there's a filter. There's like the boof filter or something, where boof is not allowing like a certain level of trash get through. So
Yeah, it's not been as bad. It's not been like honestly, aside from the Charizard, I'm trying to think of. I don't want to go through all the replays. Like, what else was that like crazy?
not even crazy, but like the C teams, they just look fun to me. They had
Yeah,
I remember their first teams. They're just like wacky teams that looked fun. Early Terras winning the game still.
yeah. I think overall they've looked a little better than Andy Boy. Like, I'll go with them, but this does feel like a pretty
Oh,
close
their team
game.
against Pix was so boring though. Okay, maybe Andy Boy actually.
For 1 week.
It's just only purely okay. Well, I'll say this, Fish. If you're
Based on
going
hype.
purely based off vibes and teams, one of these teams has used support. Well, actually, I don't know how much he's actually doing as far as supporting goes, but um, in theory, they have Q support, so their team should be like more fire. I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if Q's is historically a very active team presence guy. He's helping other people build their slots a ton.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Couldn't tell
It
you.
might be like scarf building. Actually, yeah, maybe not. But yeah,
Um,
okay, I'll lean C. I'll lean like 55% C.
yeah, I just realized I made a big mistake though earlier when I said that like Q Strip might be what appears to be the most mismatched set here because I forgot we have DJ versus Eternal Spirit. Uh,
Oh, so DJ is like 0% to win? Is that
yeah,
why it's mismatched?
so my
Yeah.
apparently with Eternal Spirit they like stopped talking in the Discord and like they were starting Oras and that wasn't going well at all. So now Grey Bomb's there and they're an SS for because like Gum has disappeared, so their big retain SS
What?
player can't fight DJ. Yeah, Gum's just gone, which is like
Oh,
Gum DJ would be a serious matchup. This is obviously not impossible if you take a good player and give him a good team, but this feels heavily DJ.
oh,
Why
that
is
like
Gum gone?
I will say
that
I
switches the
noticed
whole
Gum is getting
series for
subbed
me.
out in Sword Shield PL2. Excuse me. But yeah, I noticed Gum got subbed out of Sword Shield PL the last 2 weeks as well, and I was wondering what was up with that. So they're just like completely MIA. That is very
Okay.
tough at this
I
point
hope
in the season.
everything's all right with
That's
Gum
all I
then.
know. Yeah, all I know is they're gone.
That's a shame. I hope
It is
they're
very
alright.
tough.
Yeah.
It is very hard.
Yeah, Gum's a good guy. He wouldn't do this if it wasn't something like important. So let's pray DJ loses, I guess.
What would that have to do with Gum?
Don't worry about it, man.
Okay. PDT Gondra. I'm gonna have to go with Gondra purely off PDT's last week, but I don't know how you guys feel.
I'm gonna go PDT despite the last week. I'll say the last week was a wake up call that'll cause some soul searching, hopefully.
If that's what we're calling it. I don't know. As like a big SM enjoyer, I think Gondra has looked consistently like okay, but not like top. Kind of been struggling a bit in the slot. And PDT has looked either like fine or very not fine. Like I just kind of favor the consistency.
I trust you. The
Yeah,
only SM game I watched was Ming's 500 turns.
Okay.
that you should not have watched that fish. I apologize if that's the only one that is not an accurate representation of the tier. Um, but yeah, I'd say I'd favor Gondra here. I've had a more personal experience with Gondra as far as being like a teammate in RUPL, and his clicking is good. His prep is pretty solid. I kind of like his process through and through, and like you said with ET and being a little hit or miss. He might be hitting this week. If there was a week to be hitting, it would be this week. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that's the biggest indictment on his part. Um, but it's hard to put full confidence in a guy that you know has had a season that's been a little bit seesawy. So I'm going
I'm
Contra.
confident in PDT. So it's like 3-1 Gondra in the voice call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's that like far off though, like most of these.
Yeah, again, I think if there's a week for PDT to show up, I mean it's going to be this week. I don't personally think that's going to be an issue, but
Well, at this point, it's every week
I
left because
just
if you make it through this week, it's all playoffs. There's no
yeah
off weeks anymore.
yeah.
How about Killing Time Greybaum?
I haven't watched a single game of theirs, but Grey Bomb is the GOAT.
Greybaum
Thank
did
you,
play
Fish. Very
very well
useful.
last week, I must say. So
I think this
based
is
on
one
that,
where the context might help. So, Killing Time has just been RS the whole time. He's 4-2. He actually went 0-2 to 4-2. But there have been some shenanigans in those games he's been winning. They've been a little not the cleanest. Not like he's playing badly, but just like he's been getting stuff like throws or luck a bit. And Greybomb bounced around because he played SM earlier. Like he didn't start the first couple weeks, then he played SM, and now he's in ORAS because Eternal Spirit is not doing ORAS. And Greybomb lost to TSR, but yeah, I did like his win into Michael Jordan last week. Um, 4 wins in a row is a lot of momentum, but yeah, I'm not like the most impressed with Killing Time.
Stops here.
I
Greybomb's
think
the big red stop sign.
the big red stops. I think it depends a lot about Killing Time's kind of team situation. Because I've talked to him pretty extensively about this again during RUPL, when he was stuck on a team where he was also playing ORAS RU, but he didn't have a ton of very good like ORAS RU support, and he felt a little bit kind of isolated in that slot. But I've also been on a team with him where he's had a lot of people like chiming in, and the culture seems to really boost him up. I don't exactly know if that's the case here. Like, who would be a voice of reason in the ORAS slot? MZ, do you think?
For Killing Time,
Yeah.
Drud is probably the most ORAS knower. Unless let me look at their subs, but I mean,
I mean, I think it's just like man of many. He's like
oh,
always supporting
He
the
got mom on
mags.
his side.
is he undrafted support for that team?
Probably.
Sure, then
Okay. I mean,
man of many, but that's not. He hasn't been like actively playing ORAS tours as far as I know. So no, yeah.
okay. I will say, off the assumption that KT has good people around him, that he's like having fun. Even if he's been getting a little bit lucky in his wins, four wins in a row is 4 wins in a row. Like, what are you gonna say? They don't count? I mean, they're on the sheet.
No, I don't think they
I'll give
don't
it to him.
count.
I'll give him the edge.
I'm just tempering it into Greybomb. I'm not like, oh, 4 wins that blows Greybomb's record out of the water. I'm like, they're good wins. They're not nothing. I don't think he's been actively throwing at them, but
Mhm.
eh.
Yeah, understandable. Understandable. At
So
the
I don't
same
know.
time, KT all the way.
That's fine. We can be a bit split there. Neomon Excel. I think I have to favor Excel just from what I've seen from
This
him.
is such a funny matchup. What's Excel's score?
Let's see. Excel. Oh, I have the wrong one up. So Neomon, for the record, is 1-5.
Yeah, I know because
Hmm.
I'm in other servers where I'm in with Drud and Neomon. He's always bullying Neomon, and Neomon takes it like a champ. It's really funny.
Excel is 3-2. He started 0-2, took a week off, and then won his next 3.
Well, I love that. No, I love that type of story. I'm going Excel all the way then. I mean, the 1-5 from Neomon is also definitely a factor there, but momentum is momentum, and 3 wins in a row after starting off winless is crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got to respect it.
I think Neomon is gonna hack Excel. I'm calling it right now.
You think there'll be a black white moment happening here?
Yeah,
Okay. So you're going Neomon purely because
I'm
he's going to
going.
get lucky.
Yeah, I'm going Neomon. I'm confident he's gonna get lucky.
We have seen many black white moments. I don't think this is going to be a set where that happens.
No, I've seen. We just won the ZU World Cup, man, and it came off clutch Neomon hacks in black white where he was losing. So I'm confident he's gonna win.
That's awesome. Beats Frank. Beats Frank.
These
This
two
is
are
really
clowns.
weird. Going into this, these two would be like we're like top, a couple of top Aura seeds, and Frank is 2-3 and missed a week, and Beats is 3-3. Um, like they've both been doing weird. I don't know. It's also DPP. I don't know how to evaluate that nearly as much.
I mean, people often call DP, and this is normally in reference to DPP OU. They call it the madhouse, but like I feel like you can kind of say the same about all DPP tiers. they all feel kind of run away.
I don't know. Who'd I bold? Because I've done my own predictions. I don't even remember who I thought would win this one. I said Beats
I'm gonna
Black
bold
50-50.
Frank
I would go
Josh
Beats.
because I feel like I'm bolding the Mags too much. So I personally go Frank Josh.
Okay, so Fish is voting for content right now.
Yeah.
He's like I don't have any reason to base this off of, so I'm going for what would make
No,
best
Fish, we
content.
don't
now.
wanna
And you just
tie.
said it's the Madhouse tier.
Yeah, but like you can control that a little bit. I'm gonna go
I'm
with
going to
Beats.
say
I
Beats,
think.
I think Beats
I'm going
has,
with
has,
Beats.
has been alright, and he's, historically extremely good, and Frank Josh, I'm sure he's a great player, but just Beats.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about DPPPU, Beats Black is like one of the first guys that jumps to my head.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be partially because he was on my PU blind draft team, and I got to like see him and Scrimps chef for this tier like firsthand. Yeah, or not Scrimps. Was it Scrimps? Who's the guy that's always with Beats? There's like, it's like you draft Beats and you know you're getting the other one. Is it Scrimps?
Usually
It's definitely
like
not.
Drawed.
Yeah.
Going back to check my. Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's Beats Black and Drud and also Scrimps. Okay. Yeah, these two guys, like Beats Black and Drud combo, like they just cook this tier like nonstop. So I don't think there would be like a reason for me to bold against him. Like it's not like the records are too outlandishly different, and as far as like tier familiarity, I go with Beats. So yeah, go with Beats.
Okay. Flampoke Violet River. Um, do any of you guys even really know ADV? For
I think Violet
reference,
I
River
played it
is
for
an
Classic
ADV
Cup
player.
last year, and I've watched it for a few games this year during PUPL.
I can keep
Flampoke
up with
is
it.
That tier's fun.
Flampoke is 0-1, having lost to Parpar, which is like that is a fine loss. And then Violet is 3-3 with just I don't know. There's been a lot of ADV stuff. Like I favor Violet just from experience, but aside from that,
Yeah, I'd favor Violet because of experience, but Frank Josh, I mean, freaking Flampoke, is. I know he's learning. He was reflecting pretty hard on his loss. He was saying like, "Yeah, I just need to paralyze more Pokemon."
That is
that's
true.
He's
ADV
now
for you.
master of ADV. Yeah.
I'd be scared of him. He's learned.
Yeah. Once you realize that little trick.
What has the record for these teams, or not these teams? What does the record for Magmortars look like beyond just Flampoke in the ADV slot?
In ADV,
They
it's funny
lost every
'cause
week.
no, C has been only SVing, right? But he still should be like a good ADV support in theory.
Yeah,
Oh no, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong team. C is on the other team. No, Max. Sorry, I was looking at Pranksters. Magmortar's ADV was Mielke, who went 0-4,
Yeah. They
and
lost
then
every week. Yeah.
got taken out. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, I'm just voting Violet. They can't figure out the slot. Like shout outs Max, but sometimes you have the slot like that.
yeah, yeah. It
Yep.
seems like they're having some troubles there.
Meta knowledge in that slot as well is super important for ADV. If you're really knowledgeable in the tier, you just have a really significant advantage, in my opinion.
Last one, Drud versus Pangoro, formerly known as Sensei Axew, formerly known as Finnick O'Dare, formerly known as Sensei Axew. I have to go with Drud all the way.
Yeah, Drud has to win this. Off like an ethical standpoint, he has to win this to discourage Ryan from doing all these name changing shenanigans. Like that, he just has to. It's part of the plot.
I heard Ryan broke some curse, like winning an SV game or something. So
Yeah, well,
I
Ryan
think that's
started
danger.
not winning a game for like a while. But he is now won his last 2 weeks. I lost to him. I feel like I fucked up there. And then Tom was just like not playing seriously and brought Fear Aeron and stuff, so he also lost.
He brought Fear Aeron into an air balloon Auroras. Like, how sad is that, bro? That's so sad.
It's
Yeah, the C team was crazy. Who leaked?
Drud leaked. That's why he's winning, because he's cheating. Next.
sure. That is it though. So uh I wasn't keeping perfect count, but I'm pretty sure overall we predicted Mags to win this.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
unfortunate because as haunters we kind of want pranksters to win. But that would put Mags in a good playoffs position, right? Pranksters have more points. They've been the more successful team overall, but if Mags can pull it off, then that would almost guarantee the win. For Mags to not make it in with a win, both Kingpins and Snatchers would have to win by like even more than the Mags. You know, it's that kind of deal.
Prove me wrong, Boof. Prove you're a 25k worthy player for SCL.
Please.
Oh, I don't know about 25.
25K?
I said 20. 20.
Jeez,
20K.
keeps going up.
Funny.
Well,
Also, don't say that. Boof is like actively trying to disprove my agenda. They hate going for money.
that's her problem. Um, Gosh, we should go faster, huh? Kingpins versus Haunters. This is very much a do or die win week for both these again. Like either team could push each other down, and if they tie, almost like it'd be very unlikely for either team to be making it in. We have Metallica versus Dugza, who decided he wanted to move into SV because why Dugza? Oh yeah, because Vulpix can't play this week. Vulpix is just out. Like that was just known. So Doug's wanted to go into SV. He hasn't been SVing. He was playing best of three and he was playing SS. Whereas Metallica for the Kingpins has had a very weird time. Like going in, very highly expected player, lost the first 3 weeks, and has now kind of pulled it back to 2 and 4.
He's just like me.
Yeah, I mean this one's a weird one. I mean, I think Metallica's got a real chip on their shoulder. This one they really want to prove. That
I
they
just
are-
think Doug's a diffs Metallica. Like, Metallica's
I
another
think
player like
Doug's a-
Boof where I've played with them so many times that I just like I'm not scared of them anymore. And I don't know. I don't think Metallica's all that. I think Doug's is all that. He won open.
Yeah, I think
Doug's
Dugza
gonna
has
win.
just won the PU Open, and he's going to win Week 7 of PUPL in SV.
I think
Yeah,
we're all
I'm
in
very
agreement.
confident in Doug's.
Yeah,
Yep,
I think we're all in
I
agreement.
have no disagreements there. We have Tenebrosite versus Violet Rain. This is another interesting one. Violet, I know they won last week. Aside from that, yeah, Violet is 1-1. They lost to Boof, which respectable, and then they beat Ampha with that sand team that they saw the
But they beat
scout.
Ampha in spectacular fashion, bro.
Yeah,
Like, Ampha, I
very
love you, but you got owned. Like,
very
bro,
impressive
every turn.
sand win.
And Hippopotas, bro. A Hippopotas beat a Virizion chat. Like, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
That Virizion, it lost to the Hippopotas. When do you ever hear anyone say that? Like, come on.
True.
I have to rewatch that game. I don't remember.
And Tenebrosite is 2 and 3, but was like subbing into different slots. So that's a DPP the game, that's an SS game, that's an SS game, that's an SS game. In SV, it
I've
looks like they're 1-0, but they did beat Taka last week, which is not too shabby.
I've played Tenebrokite in SVPU a bit, and he's fine. I think Violet has a chance, but like Tena is
Yeah, I
obviously
think-
the more like proven clicker, but I think Violet has a chance. I don't think Tenebrokite's like that crazy.
Yeah,
Like, he's solid, but he'll make mistakes.
more or less. Sounds about right.
I don't know. Could go either way, but Tenebrosite probably has the edge, as Fish said. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to not be like too, because only Joe is like unbiased here, so we're trying not to go too hard on our own Haunters predictions. Fish Fragments is obviously interesting. Fish, if I'm being objective about your record, you've phoned in half your games and are like at a weird 3-3, although you did with the last 2 weeks.
Bring you back.
Whereas Fragments is 1-0, just like was a sub, but then popped in week 6 and beat Ziri, uh, which
Well, the
is
thing is,
again
this is the first week.
not too shabby of a 1-0, but also Ziri did bring just that stupid Jolteon Hail team, which I'm not a believer in.
Well, the thing is, this week is like the first week where I can try hard again. But do I actually want to try hard? Because I've been doing the
Yes.
one game per week and I've just been winning. So
No. No, you haven't. It's just been 2 weeks. Yes, you try. Practice
I
for
just show up.
SEL.
I show up 30 minutes before the game, load up a MZ skeleton, and win. Like,
Oh my
it's a
God.
pretty good formula. I
No.
like this.
Don't. You need the SEL practice again.
I think
That's true.
as far as just players wise goes, there is a gap between Fragments and Fish as far as the clicking an SVPU goes. Also, I will say, and I'm bringing in some beef from, it's not really beef, but an incident from outside PU boundaries. I heard Fragments give the absolute worst take about rice ever yesterday. And it just was like rice is like not a good food or some like nonsense like that. And honestly, you deserve to lose all your games because of that. Rice is amazing, bro. You
I've
need to
heard
get with
worse
the
takes
program.
on rice.
I didn't hear this take, but if that's what they were saying, then yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Deserves to lose for that. Lice versus
Wait.
Toother.
Toother's SS? I thought he was SV. I was going to support him this week. What is this?
No, Doug wanted to SS, and Toother was like, "I don't care. I'll go in either slot." Lice is
this is a really fun ZU battle.
Lice is 1-1. Started playing week 5, lost to OBB, and then 6-0'd Lambo with Thievul. Like, just straight up Thievul got all 6 kills in SS, because...
He brought a Gorse, by the way, which is mad aura pick. Never
Yeah,
seen
it
Gorse.
didn't even
I've
come
seen
up.
talks about Gorse before, never seen an actual Gorse before.
Gorse on terrain isn't, like, that weird, I don't think. But, like, it didn't matter because Lambo forgot.
Because Thievul killed everything. It's really funny, actually, because the game before that, when he played OBB brought grassy terrain, and he brought stall, and he got cooked. And then he's like, this is OP. Let me just bring terrain myself. And he did, and it was OP. So,
True.
you know.
Terrain good. Toother. 1 and 2 as more of a sub, beat Taka, subbing into best of 3 for a double sub week 1, and then weeks 3 and 4 lost in SV, and then didn't play week 5 or week 6. So, yeah, I don't know how you guys want to evaluate that one. Again, I'm trying not to be too biased
There's
on
some
it.
bias
cannot
here because
evaluate
Toother
Toother's
is.
skill here. How good is Toother
There's,
at
like-
SS? Be honest, guys. Be honest with me.
He's good at SSZU. Actually, maybe not. He went 07 in ZUPL.
He went 07 in ZUPL?
How
Yeah.
good is Toother at the SS mechanics would be my question.
No, Toother is good at SS ZU, or like quote unquote
Okay.
good. He's supposed to be good.
Okay, I'll say this about Sword Shield PU. This is a tier that is very unforgiving if you are not like a fan of it. I don't really find a lot of people who are middle of the road in their opinion on Sword Shield. It's either you really like it or you like just absolutely hate it. The jury's
definitely
still out
speaks
on
to-
whether Toother loves it or not, and I think that will influence this game. MZ, I don't know, Fish, you two, if you two have thoughts about that, but that's just how I see Sword Shield and how most people have
I
looked
agree,
at
but
that tier.
Toother said he was fine with it, and he knows SSCU, so I'm not going to be like that anti his chances. Lice, like, also hasn't shown a ton there. Anyone can just 6-0 with terrain, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he brought stall and then he brought terrain, which is like, okay. Terrain is like the most cookie cutter. We're just throwing a guy in here. We need him to get a win. Give him terrain. Like that.
Stall's the same.
That's just the formula.
I don't know.
Okay,
Still
I'm just gonna
takes them.
say, as observing both of these guys on the ZU Council for the past over a year or something, I think Toother just doesn't win tournaments. I think Lice, like, if you were to, if you had like one of these guys needed to win a game for you to live, because someone's gonna shoot you if you choose wrong. I think you choose Lice. Like,
Okay,
I love you,
say
Toother. You're
that,
my
and
favorite
Toother-
player on
Fish, I
Smona.
mean
But
this quite literally. Toother legitimately just won NUPL. Like, just won NUPL.
I'm talking about ZU.
I saw the
Who
ZU
cares if he
World
doesn't
Cup
win the
thing.
ZU tournaments? This is PUPL. We're moving on. Fish doesn't know what he's talking about. Rob Jr. versus Ming. Hi, Ming. Objectively, there's a bit of a skill diff here in SM. Although your win last week was pretty fun, and I liked it.
Listen,
And
I played what 230 turns of stall, just clicking buttons, and it worked out. Sugar ovens, did they explode near the end? Yeah, absolutely. Why was the Claydol donated to me? I really couldn't tell you. But it happened. I won. So
it did
Hey,
happen.
good stamina. Good
That
stamina.
being said, Rob is 5. And I'm purely approaching this like I'm your teammate. I think we can hella prep for Rob. I'm not like that worried about it. But if we're talking like objective, I'm not a haunter predictions. Like we know where people are gonna lean on this one.
people can say Rob this, Rob that. I've played Rob enough in like various other like tiers. I've teamed with him and done other things. I can win. I can get a W. Believe in Ming.
Hell yeah.
I believe in Ming.
I believe
I
I do
think you
believe.
can win, but I think Rob is more likely to win if I'm keeping it a buck.
Damn it, DDJoe, you're on the enemies list forever now. Friendship terminated.
TSR and Lighthouses. Lighthouses is currently 3-3 in Oras. I don't remember how they're all the Oras games are kind of bleeding together. And TSR is 2-4, and I know he's been fucking unlucky. Like he very much should have won last week.
For sure.
Last week, Hunters shouldn't have lost. We were unlucky, and we're still gonna make it in.
Imagine if we clicked Hydro Pump, bro. It's that it's like the Utopia meme. If
Ice Beam was still a good play with good odds to win. I don't agree anyway.
I think we just go for the hit instead of trying to go for a roll. But I mean that's me.
Yeah, whatever. Don't want to make a prediction here on these two, but
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game. I don't think there's too much separating these two players. Could go either way.
fair
I
enough.
haven't watched any ORS, so I have no opinion.
Ooh, it's a good gen.
It is a cool gen.
Yeah, Oras is
I'll
very
give it that.
fast. Oras is very like offensive, but not in the same way that like Black White is offensive. And you don't have to always play offense. It's
Balance in
Grumness
Oras is
and-
fun.
yeah.
And workable, yeah. Whereas in Black and White, balance is just like dancing on a knife edge sometimes. I don't know.
Fair enough. We've got Black White with Avarice versus Ty Carter. This one I think is interesting. Ty is 4-2 right now. Like he's been doing pretty solidly. But then this tour, Avarice kind of been going off 5-1 with their one loss being to a last turn misclick. A bit lucky in like one of their wins or two, I don't remember, but still, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah,
Carter's
I
got
mean,
this.
yeah, I think Avarice has looked good though. I'll give them kudos where it's due. They've had a nice season so far, but I think Taikata should take it.
Avarice has gotten some quality wins. I have to give credit where credit is due. I think he beat TAC. He beat Did he beat LPZ? I don't remember.
No, that was the game where he misclicked last turn when he should have beat LPZ.
Right. Okay. So he like could have beat LPZ if he, didn't have a stroke or something. But yeah, he's had some quality wins. At the same time, no Ty Carter. That's Mickey Phoenix right there. He's winning this.
Sure. We are almost through these. We have Django versus Haseup. Haseup has not been around for a lot of the time and is currently 0-2 in 2 beats and baddie. And I don't remember much about his games, to be honest. Whereas Django,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk about Django.
Django started with loss, sub out, loss, but has now turned it around into a 3-2 record. He's won his last 3 weeks. Quite nice.
Yeah, the bounce back
Okay.
has been real for a few players, actually. I think Django's got great chances to win this, even if Face Up is kind of a legend of the tier.
Are we winless in DPP, or am I forgetting a week
gosh.
that we?
I think we
Oh,
might
Kev
have.
won.
No, I think we might have had exactly one. Yes, we won week 2 in DPP when who subbed in? Someone subbed in. Someone subbed in the DPP week 2 and we won, according to the sheet. It looks like that was Charmia. Charmia? Really? I thought he lost that. Hang on.
I don't.
The sheet says we won? Yeah, no, we
Week
lost.
2? I do not see a win for
we lost week
DPP.
2.
Yeah.
Why does it say?
I'm pretty sure we're winless in this lot.
I think we might just be.
Oh wait, JK. Week 5, we won week 5. Who do we beat? Ev beat Lydius.
Ah, right. Kev subbed in and won. I knew someone just like subbed into DPP and won. Right. Okay. We have a win thanks to Kev. Yeah, we're not doing well in DPP. I do think like purely by having Hay sub, I think there's always a chance we turn around though. Like I'm never gonna fully count him out.
Mhm.
2 more. Plague versus Iwakayama. Iwakayama is obviously our pickup after somebody left, but has a pretty nice 2-0. In the only weeks they've been able to play, whereas Plague has a 3-3 and has lost his 2 most recent weeks as well.
Yeah, Plague's been a little bit unfortunate, I think, in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if their confidence is down, but they've kind of... I mean, they've been getting hacked a little bit as well. But yeah, Iwakayama's been pretty impressive to have come in midway through a tour and just kind of picked up the gauntlet. Yeah, I don't know. It's it might be leaning towards them just from a momentum standpoint.
Very fair. Anything else anyone else wants to say about ADV? No, of course not, because this tier is feeling so flippy this tour. Last one, I have to fight ZS. I have lost my last 3 weeks. I started 3-0 in SM, and then I lost SM, and I lost 2 DPP weeks. Although last week into Lax was a bit unlucky, unfortunately. On the other hand, ZS is 5-1. He only lost week 1, and I think he's like clearly been the best person in best of 3. So, just objectively speaking, if people were to predict in
MZ
ZS's
is winning,
favor,
right? Objectively speaking, that means MZ should be favored because we love the underdog story, and you're the GOAT. So, yeah,
true, go Hunter.
I think that makes sense. Go Hunters.
How do you feel confident, MZ? How do you feel about
No,
it?
I do not feel confident at all.
Damn it, MZ. Say you're gonna 7-0 him, bro.
7-0 him in best of 3?
Yeah.
MZ, listen. ZS has World Cup finals this week.
Oh,
Just
true.
up prep.
He's distracted.
He's
So true.
distracted.
So true.
He has a
ZS, you
literal
have better
trophy.
things to do this week.
Yeah,
then
he has a
prep for best
little
of 3
trophy
PU.
like
Okay.
dangling in front of his eyes. You don't have that distraction. You're winning.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think overall we have leaned a bit Haunters, mostly because like the early SV
Surprise,
games.
surprise.
But there's a lot of ones that I think objectively, if you're just looking at records, pretty flippy. Like Oras through ADV, maybe
Mhm.
well, maybe not DVB, but like there's a lot here that could be pretty flippy. And the way this one goes could determine a lot. Because, right, obviously, if one of our teams wins, that puts huge pressure on the other teams to outperform us. Uh, and if we tie, that gives teams that don't do well a chance to still make it in because now we're like not passing them up. So, going to be pretty interesting. I'm really like, even from like my own insided, I really want Hunters to win perspective. Very interested to see where this one could go. Last but not least, we have the Foxes versus the Snatchers. Snatchers of the teams that are like trying to qualify might have like the most reasonable shot if they can beat the team that again undefeated, 11 points out of 12, but also fully qualified. We've got a manager here. How serious are you guys going to take this week? Given that Hackers in Oras and Ex Guardian is in ADV.
Yeah, what is this lineup, bro? You couldn't
And
have done us a
and
favor? You couldn't
Fiend
have
is
put up a more serious lineup? Like, come on.
Fiend is best of
Hey,
three.
hey, we've got some good players. They're still good players. I mean, I think the thing about our team is that we actually have a deeper lineup, I think, than people think. And honestly, we've still got like some, in my opinion, auto win slots like TJ, Suzuka. I think our SV in general, even when we swap it around, is super strong. Tom's a very solid punt in SM. TTO is TTO. He might win. And then Ex Guardian, we just wanted to give him a game. So yeah, have a game.
Who's usually your best of three? No way it's
Uh,
Finn.
it's either it's not Fiend. It's either Fiend is our Oras starter. Best of three is either Lenny or T Lenny or Tom.
Yes,
Oh,
I
Tom. Okay,
imagine
yeah.
Lenny will go back in for playoffs. Like if I had to guess,
Something to discuss. Yeah,
I'm a Lenny fan. As
I
far
think
as
Lenny's
All right.
performances were very very good.
yeah,
I
and
have
I
to say over
totally
the
respect you
games.
guys can do whatever you want, like give people games and stuff. But I do think could be good for like Snatchers might be lucky in that they get to face you week 7 when you're already like every other team is had to face you guys when you cared at least mildly more. Maybe not last. Even last week, you guys still beat
Yeah,
the pranksters, though.
last week we were just doing the same thing. To be fair, we've been kind of in chill mode
Yeah,
for
but
2 weeks.
maybe that's the thing that gets Snatchers in because otherwise, especially just based on how the seasons have been going, it's hard to favor the Snatchers here. Should we just combine all three SV into one and say like Foxes look pretty good in all three SV?
Platinum is so fire.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
Suzuka is
Platinum
I
so
have
is
no
fire.
problem saying that.
extremely
Well, I
good.
would say maybe Floss over Dunhox, but or
Yeah, Fox
I'm
Donox is
sorry.
like the one flippy one, but Platinum Suzuka,
Yeah,
I'm like a big fan.
Yeah, fair
yeah.
enough.
I gotta
Um,
say, our SV is cracked. Our SV is so good.
The SB's, yeah, SB's been very. Honestly, looking at it though, Dunax's wins aren't like that good for who he's beaten. So maybe, yeah, I could see Floss taking that one. But yeah, I heavy SV favor there. I think that's
Mhm.
it's a bit rough looking. SS Blosh straps another player on a bit of a comeback, even if their wins haven't been like the best. They haven't been like, oh, I'm super impressed with Strap. It's been like some matchup and luck and weird stuff, in my opinion. But they did go from 0-2 to 4-2. That's not nothing. They have the momentum. But like I said in my prediction, I would not be surprised if Blosh just like loads a good matchup and sleepwalks to a victory here. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Blush is pretty good at predicting what his opponents have used. To be honest, he actually has
Blosh
been pretty spot on thus far.
Blosh did go from 2-0 to 2-2 though.
Yeah, he had a bit of miserable luck against who was it? Who was it?
DJ Blue. He got
Someone.
unlucky versus
Yeah,
DJ
DJ.
Illuminati. Although he did
And
also
then
get
last.
he got Ming to completely throw versus in week 3.
Yeah, I had a stroke. I thought the rolls would. I thought I wouldn't get a min roll on a freaking. I don't even remember what it was. Was it a poltergeist or something or a power whip? I needed to not get a min roll on a power whip, and then I min rolled. Unfortunate stuff. But I threw before that too.
There was
So
more.
it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle with Blosh.
Uh,
It would be a 2-2 anyway if if things all went perfectly.
Isn't Blosh the guy who made like epic predicts? Like he got 8 out of 10 predicts right,
Yeah.
predicting the
And
name being
they were
cool.
all based on names.
Yeah, this guy's the goat. You gotta go Blosh.
He's a good player. He's a good player. I think he can implode sometimes. That's something I've noticed when he plays. He can sometimes overpredict a little bit, but that's that's the game.
better that than never making a play. But yeah, I still just think the comebacks from Strap is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the strap. I've seen a lot of his work in Sword Shield RU, and it's very impressive. He has a habit of somehow like squeezing water from rock, just getting put in what looks like impossible situations, and then flipping that into not impossible situations. So he
It's a
was
great skill to
telling me
have.
earlier on in the tour how he was really not having a lot of fun in this tier, but that certainly seems to have turned around with the win streak. So we'll see if that keeps up. But I'd say the strap is favorite here for me personally. Yeah.
Okay. Tom Holland versus Entrocephalo. Entro's been benched the whole time, hasn't even played, is now in SM where like he's got experience. Tom Tom is both not having a good tour and not having a good SMPL either. As the person who's teaming with him, but I'm in the ZU. So this is weird.
This is weird because I'd normally just predict Tom here to win because Entro, just like ZS, has World Cup finals, and there's no way he's gonna like you're in World Cup finals. You do not give a shit about PUPL, even if it's like the last. I mean, this. Yeah, you just don't give a shit about PUPL when you're in World Cup finals. So normally I'd say Tom, but Tom is also like bringing Aaron or something, right?
Well,
He's
at
not
that
playing
point, the
to
week
win.
was already
I
won for them,
mean-
so it literally didn't matter.
Yeah, but the week is also like technically already won for them.
However, we do recognize
suppose-
this week has consequences, so we'll probably be trying a little bit harder this week, I will say, than last week. Just a bit. I don't
What
think we'll
is
be
Tom's
bringing
record
any
again?
ultimate troll teams.
Can I get a reminder? What was Tom's record in SM?
Tom is 3-3, I think. Oh, in SM he's
So
0.
Tom is 2-4 overall, but in SM specifically,
Okay, I just checked replays. He is 1 and
1-1.
4 basically, because he played SM in two of his best of 3 like games, and I'm pretty sure he lost 2 out of 3 of them. Yeah, I don't know. Tom is good at SM. He likes SM. I would say that's his like main PU tier. But momentum does like mean something, and it might be tough.
Mhm. Yeah, I just feel like even if Enter's not caring a lot, if the people on the Snatchers who really do care and want to get in, which I know several of them pass him a good team, Tom's been on a bit of a rough stretch, and we've talked a lot about good momentum in one way. This is the other way. Tack Tizio, I think I really have to favor Tack here. Tizio is 2-3 right now, and overall, I think Black White is the weakest slot for the Del Foxes, and Tizio's wins are on someone who subbed in and Neomon, who's been doing not well, and Tack is having I mean, we know she's very good at Black and White. She's only 3-2 and did lose the last 2 weeks before not playing week 6, but also has an LPZ win, so that's good.
I will say Tack is currently being debuffed IRL by wisdom teeth surgery, I think, so
Oh.
maybe the drugs will get to them.
Maybe that'll help me
It's
because
uncertain.
I have to play
Also,
Tack for Black White PU Cup right after this.
Tizio has like no pressure to win or lose, and this guy is a psychopath, so he's gonna bring something crazy.
True. I didn't think about
Like
that.
I think if DDJoe and Tom Holland have like been vetoing stuff, this is the week that he's gonna bring the stuff they've been vetoing.
Uh,
Yeah, we'll
maybe.
see.
We're about to see a Rampardos we've never seen before.
TJ versus Batty. TJ is definitely having a good tour. What's the record? It's 5-1 with the one loss to Ara, and Batty's 1-0. Only played last week, beat Haysup. I barely remembered that game. I think it was like fine.
pretty good win for
Yeah.
Buddy.
But hasn't been DPPing because the DPP for the Snatchers has been the DP for this. Who's been in DPP? Oh, right, Laurel, who went 1-4. So like, let's put Batty in instead. Even with that win, I still think TJ's easily the favorite here. Like, this is not.
Yeah,
Feels
this
very
is
easy,
pretty
TJ.
one-sided. I think TJ has momentum.
Yeah.
You know what though, Batty? This is your chance to prove yourself, and yeah.
Batty
I don't
Games
know
is
if you
like
guys
top 5
noticed.
favorite player of mine, but I don't know. This looks rough.
You guys noticed that TJ used two teams that were the same week on week this week and last week, and he won both. So I think that's
Maybe
kind
you
of
can do it
testament.
3 times too.
Who knows?
Okay. Ex Guardian Slade. So yeah, Ex Guardian. You guys said you want to put him in. He hasn't been playing at all. And Slade is only 2-4. Still has apparently much more experience in the tier. I would have to assume. Like I don't know what to expect from Ex Guardian, but I'm not. I'm
Don't
not.
know about the tier at all, but I know Slade is gonna put in a ton of work this week
Yeah.
because that's just how he is.
X knows the tier pretty well. He preps pretty diligently, I will say. I don't know about the experience cap though, to be perfectly candid. I would say. I don't want to give a biased perspective. Whereas Slade is probably favored, for being real.
Yeah. And lastly, we have Fiend going into best of 3 versus Lax. Lax has had a very solid 4-2, although again, I do feel like I've been unlucky last week. So sad. But even then, he still looked good, and like his losses have looked good too, like just objectively. And he's only lost to ZS and Drud as well. Fiend has not been best of 3ing, but is a perfectly competent player, but also if Snatchers can make him care more because it's PUPL, which probably isn't Lax's priority, like Lax does have more on the line than Fiend. I don't know. I do think Lax is a bit favored here, but it's not like that crazy.
This is another one where I think Lax is the favorite, but I get the feeling Fiend is gonna hacks. I don't care if it's best of 3. He's gonna hacks 2 games.
Sure.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how well Fiend's gonna do. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass him something for SV and call it a day.
All right, fair enough. I do think overall we've predicted for Foxes who have just had like the better records and stuff, but old gens with all did we just skip Oras? I feel like we completely skipped Oras with Hacker Ruffles.
Oh, we
yeah, we
definitely
did.
did. We definitely did.
Sorry. Hacker's been playing a bunch of different
Ruffles.
tiers and has not played Oras yet. Ruffles has been okay in Oras, not like, oh my god, he's the next coming of Oras, and definitely hacks to win last week to be 4-2 instead of 3-3, but like he's been fine versus Hackers nothing. So probably Ruffles.
Yeah, I'm okay with just saying Ruffles here. I mean, this guy lives and breathes Oras, like even outside of
he just really likes Oras's generation. So, and I think he's motivated to take the opportunity and make sure he
Isn't
can
this
try and
guy
play more Oras
also?
PU.
Wait, isn't this guy also in the World Cup finals? It's U.S.
This is
West
true.
versus Italy.
Ruffles is also in World Cup finals. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, he
US.
just beat
I didn't even
ADR.
really. It's US West in finals. I don't follow World Cup at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. U.S. West is in finals. It's U.S. West versus the Italians.
Dang, we're good.
Yeah, so Entro and Ruffles, they're both out of this. They probably hate each other.
Mhm.
Beefing in Team Cord. That's crazy.
True. I think we've predicted for snatchers for a lot of the old gens though, like Strap, maybe Intro, probably Ruffles, Tack, and Slade and Lax. Like I think we actually are calling it pretty even right now. But a lot of
Well,
that,
in predictions, the Delphox's draft is always they always just seem to be the underdogs. Like we didn't believe in their draft at the start.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say
And
a lot of that is
if you
just
look
because,
at
like,
them on paper, they're always going to be worse on paper than
yeah,
they are in practice, unless they're not
exactly.
trying.
Exactly. That's pretty much just what I was gonna say. Um, but even then, like the Fox's strong slots have been the SV and then TJ and DPP. And the other ones have just been like consistently winning when they need to keep getting Fox's wins. Like aside from that, they're not like hyper positive, but it's been enough to be working out. That being said,
Yeah, it's enough to put them at the first seed. So
Orist and
it's a lot more.
Terracotta. Orist and Terracotta have some of their better records, and neither of them are playing this week. So that's something.
Oh, wait. I would be remiss in. Okay. Let's take a moment. Let's look at the Malignant Chain Snatchers and look at their lineup. There's a person on their team that is not starting for them. Did not start for them last week. And has been beefing with management on their team. So, yeah.
Wait,
Their
really?
I don't think he's
vibes
been beefing. I don't think he's been
Oh
beefing
no,
with
he's beefing.
management
He's
as
beefing,
much
bro.
as. Oh, he was beefing?
Well, okay,
Oh.
it might be a one-sided beef, but it is very funny.
I just thought it was like him ignoring everything, and the managers
What are we
asking
talking
him.
about?
And then the managers get mad, but like
Yeah, the managers get mad.
they're beefing with him. He might not be beefing with them though. He's
Yeah,
just out
there's
there
no
living his
beef.
life.
There's just, there's the managers hate him, but they
Who's,
were ready for this.
It's Helen confirmed, by the way. It's
we don't
Helen.
need
Yeah,
we don't
Tom.
need to
Guy
get into this here.
is on the team and is not playing because look at his scheduling versus I think it was Piyush
Okay,
per week.
why would there
Okay.
be beef though?
Okay,
Like,
enough.
you
We're
draft
not.
Cohen,
I don't know
you
what
know
this
this is
is.
gonna happen.
Stop. We're not. We don't need to get into whatever this is here because I don't know what it is, and it sounds like it could be bad. And that's not the stuff we need for this kind of cast and talk. Overall, like, yeah, I was gonna say we have them pretty even, but that's kind of where it always is with Delphox on paper before things go off the rails for their opponents. So Snatchers really need to like turn this week around if they want to pull out a win, which I think means overall the teams we have predicted to make it in would be what we had Mags beating Pranksters. Would it be Mags Haunters then? Because if Mags win, Haunters win, and Snatchers lose, I think we'd be predicting Mags Haunters to make it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But we'll see. It's very close. A lot of this could go very differently. I think that's been. Yeah, we're at around an hour, so I think we can wrap it up here, unless you guys have anything more on other stuff that you'd like to add to the cast.
I'll just add, even though you told me not to add, that there should not be any management beef between managers and Hoenn because you drafted Hoenn. You know what you were doing. Come on, Gulch. You know what you were doing drafting him.
Fair enough. Oh, I would also like to say, MZ, can you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah, also, Hoenn did play last week. He subbed into Black White and lost.
Yeah, but he didn't start.
Whoa.
Okay. The only thing we can all consensus agree on are the Sinnoh Lakers. Are 10-0ing the Goofy Goober Gudras. Go Lakers.
No, BT Boys winning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. 9-1. 9-1. Anyway, go Lakers. That is all. Good night, chat.
All right, yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
peace.
listening, everybody. We'll see how it goes. Feel free to follow along in the thread. Maybe we'll do more casts for playoffs, maybe not, because it was hard to get even 4 people on this one. But we'll see. Thanks, everybody, and until next time, goodbye.
Yep.
Goodbye.